A plus T.
Here's your T56. This is old crusty. Just leave this hanging here, I guess.
Huh?
Just leave this hanging just like this.
Thanks.
Are you excited for this?
Yeah. I mean, everything looked good on the inside, so that's a plus. The car is not high mileage or anything like that.
Today is Monday? Tuesday?
Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
So we got the engine plopped in the engine bay.
This is Matt's Mark IV Supra, by the way, if you forgot. Right-hand drive, NA to turbo, NAT.
NA plus T. So engines in the bay, we got a lot more work to do, a lot more stuff to remove, clean up, move around. But the biggest part is done, where the engine is essentially done and back in the car. So now we can work around everything else. We're gonna move towards getting the rear and the subframe and all the rear end stuff put together and hopefully back in the car. And then we can move towards doing the transmission and stuff and getting the Grannas kit knocked out. Pretty much like the home stretch here, we've got just about all the parts. Had to add a couple other things, change some things around. We're doing a new AC condenser because it is literally crumbling. I mean, you look at it and the fins crumble off. You can kind of see how much of the fins are already missing. So brand new OEM condenser for the wind, still available from Toyota. Swap that out before putting the radiator in and kind of just going through things and getting things knocked out on our list.
I'll put in a picture of what the engine, now obviously this is not complete, but I'll show you the before next to this and you'll see the biggest thing.
Yeah,
is the turbo.
So we're moving over here to the rear diff, rear subframe, and kind of just working on doing the bushings. So we have the Strong Flex subframe bushings, the Super Pro diff bushings with our billet inserts for extra support, as these bushings do like to fold under high horsepower. So we made these bushings that get pressed right into the Super Pro bushings. And we have two versions of these. One's for the factory diff, and then one's for what we call big diff, so all the 488 guys and the 9-inch rears. Big
diff problems?
Essentially, we just made the holes bigger so the larger hardware can fit.
You didn't like my little quirk there?
Huh?
Big diff problems? Come on. No?
Wah, wah, wah. We normally would have just did Super Pro for everything, but the Super Pro subframe bushings are on back order. So we figured we'd give the Strong Flex a try. It seems like another good solution that people are using for the subframe bushings. They feel pretty good. So we'll get those all pressed in, get the diff installed on the subframe, and just kind of throw it up in there and get it going.
You want to talk about the diff and what you did with it?
It's just got a Kazz Super Quiet 1.5 way. So it's already got the correct gearing in it for a T56. It's a 4.08 gearing, which is pretty much on par as to what we would want to use normally. Just a 1.5 way with new bearings and seals. That's pretty much it. We redid a lot of the undercoat under the car because a lot of it was kind of just old, peeling up. And there was a lot of kind of random small rust spots that we ground off and then sealed back up. And so, I mean, that went pretty well. The undercoating is a little bit messy because it's a rubberized coating, so it just kind of flings everywhere. But that's done for the most part, and we can start finally putting the car back together and getting this turd back on the road.
And Matt brought brakes too. He stopped by yesterday, take a look at the progress.
Yeah, so OEM TP rotors and then pads. So we'll get that all squared away and put on. These are just random brackets, subframe supports, tow hook, just a random cover underneath the back near the gas tank, a cross brace underneath the transmission tunnel that we were still going to keep on the car, and figured we might as well get that powder coated too, just because you can look at everything else powder coated and it will just be crusty, rusty shit.
Yeah.
Anything that we can, we like to try and have coated and restored. Of course, you can't do everything. Control arms with sealed ball joints and bearings, and you got the spindle. Like, you can't just, I mean, you could etch at it and spray paint it if you wanted to, sure. I mean, figure something out and just get it cleaned up in the meantime. Most of the stuff we touch, we like to put back on in some sort of a clean fashion.
Also, waiting on the dash to get back from paint. So this is in its Frankenstein state right now. Got some bits missing. And we also got we received the trunk, right? The trunk panel. Yeah, like the floor for the trunk. So we'll get to that, the false floor. I'm gonna clean up the gas tank because it's real cruster. I think I showed you that in the last video. Yeah, we'll get this thing going. We're really at the home stretch right now. The main things are here. Head's built, the engine's in the car. Well, we'll get this in. Then I'll show you some stuff. If you've watched this far, tell him, Edgar. Tell him.
What?
Tell him to like and subscribe.
Oh, like and subscribe.
Thanks. And we'll be back when this is in the car. No, this is not a new gas tank. This is old crusty. She looks pretty good. The crusty bits that couldn't get powder coated. I'm just gonna knock some of this dirt off and then put a rust barrier paint on it. Control arms. It's got new brakes. But yeah, still got my work cut out for me. Still the crust, knock it off, knock off the dust, and then paint it. I'll show you what it looks like after. Cool. All right, we're back with Matt. There's some nice new bits. Jose got the clutch in last night. Or was that last night?
I think so.
Yeah, I can't keep track of days. And here she be. Here's your T56. Ready to bang some gears.
Mm-hmm.
Hold that power.
Bang some gears.
Ding.
Let's stick it in. Just leave this hanging here, I guess. Huh?
Just leave this hanging just like this.
Thanks.